Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video today, please comment and share it. We'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards of Football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and today our video is the top college football players of Week 2 in the 2024 season. I'd like to give special thanks to my producer today, Mr. Jeremiah Long. So let me get to it. What an outstanding week this past weekend in college football weekend, too. And I want to start with that team in Austin, Texas, and the quarterback, Quinn Ewers. 24-36, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns. As the Texas Longhorns shocked the world. They did not only shock me, but I know a lot of y'all out there were surprised that Texas went into Ann Arbor, Michigan, beat a Michigan team that had not lost a game in 2 years. They had a 29-game home winning streak, and then had a 20 Big Ten regular season conference winning streak. And Texas went in there and handled their business very easily. Kudos to Mr. Quinn Ewers as the Longhorns are back. The days of Earl Campbell, Vince Young, Mac Brown, Darryl Roy. Go Horns. My second player of the week. Boy, it's something special going out there in Boise, Idaho. Boise State. Ashton Jeanty. 192 yards versus Oregon. Even though Boise State lost that game 37-34, I'm going to tell you what. When you're talking about a running back, and I'm going to go back to some times of a running back that make you get out of your seat. See, Mr. Jeanty last week had 267 yards against Georgia Southern, had 6 touchdowns. And I wanted to see what he was going to do against Oregon on a bigger stage, a highly ranked top 5 team in the country. Well, if you go back and watch the highlights, or even go back today on YouTube, that gentleman right there is the best football player I've seen this year in college football. That's right. If we had to have the Heisman Trophy after 2 weeks, Ashton Jeanty would get my vote. And I'm going to get back to my original point. There's been some great college football players that make you get up out of your seat and make your body chill. O.J. Simpson out of Galileo High School when he was at USC. Johnny Rogers when he was at Nebraska. Gale Sayers, the Kansas Comet, when he was at Kansas. Reggie Bush when he was at USC. Barry Sanders when he was at Oklahoma State. A gentleman that I saw up close and personal, Mr. Eric Dickerson, when he was running that bar with the Pony Express. SMU in the house. But let me tell you something, man. This gentleman right here, out of the state of Texas, out of the suburbs of Dallas, he might be one of the best football players I've seen in my 64 years of existence. This gentleman is special. He's special. He's special. He will make you get up out of your seats. Mr. Ashton Jeanty comes in on my list as the number 2 player as my college football player of the week. And finally, it's a team effort that I'm going to give my final college football players of the week to. The Nebraska Cornhuskers defensive line. 5 sacks on Saturday night in a 28-10 win over the University of Colorado. No disrespect to the Colorado Buffaloes program, Deion Sanders and his tremendous talent son at the quarterback position, Mr. Shedeur Sanders. But I'm going to tell you, the Nebraska D-line of Ty Robinson, M.J. Sherman, and I didn't even know this gentleman's son was playing at Nebraska. Willis McGahee, the outstanding running back. In Miami, his son is playing on the D-line in Nebraska. 5 sacks against Shedeur Sanders. Held Colorado to only 40 yards rushing all night. And when I'm talking about a defensive line that dominated, they dominated. And it got me back to going back, man, as I'm watching the 1971 Nebraska Cornhuskers with Larry Jacobson and Richard Glover. Boy. What an outstanding week this past weekend in college football, week 2. If you like the video today, please comment and share. We'll surely appreciate here on 100 Yards of Football. I've been your host, Vincent Turner. Our college football week 2 top players. Mr. Quinn Ewers, quarterback out of the University of Texas, 24-36 for 246 yards and 3 touchdowns against the University of Michigan. Ashton Jeanty, 192 yards versus Oregon in a 37-34 loss. And the defensive line of the Nebraska Cornhuskers, the days of Larry Jacobson, Richard Glover, Neil Smith. Hats off to you, Mr. Ty Robinson. Hats off to you, Mr. M.J. Sherman. Hats off to you, Mr. Willis McGahee. The Huskers 28, the Buffaloes 10, and the Huskers had 5 sacks on the evening. If you like the video today, please come in and share it. I've been your host this morning, Mr. Vincent Turner. And once again, very special thanks to my producer, Mr. Jeremiah Long. Y'all be blessed here on 100 Yards.